Welcome back, night crawlers and sleep seekers. Dim the lights, pull up those blankets, and let's talk about a real-life boogeyman. We all love a good, terrifying story, but sometimes reality is far more chilling than fiction. Today, we're diving into the dark, twisted chronicles of one of America's most notorious monsters, Dennis Rader. The man the world would come to know as the BTK Strangler. Imagine living in a quiet, sun-drenched suburban neighborhood. You have a friendly neighbor, the kind who always helps you with your lawn, serves as a deacon at your local Lutheran church, and even acts as the Boy Scout leader. He's the epitome of normal, but behind that suburban facade, behind closed doors, lurked a predator. Rader literally lived a Jekyll and Hyde existence that defied belief. His chosen moniker, BTK, stood for bind, torture, and kill. It wasn't just a nickname, it was a sinister, calculated manifesto. For over 3 decades, he terrorized Wichita, Kansas, slipping through the shadows and leaving a trail of absolute devastation. Rader's reign of terror began in the dark winter of 1974. He didn't just murder his victims, he haunted them. He would meticulously plan his strikes, studying their routines, their homes, and their vulnerabilities. After breaking in, he would ambush them, bind them, and subject them to unspeakable horrors before taking their lives. The sheer cruelty of his methods sent a shockwave of paranoia through the Midwest. But what makes BTK's case unique isn't just the murders, it's the psychological game he played with the police and the media. Rader craved the spotlight. He possessed an insatiable, terrifying ego that demanded attention. He started sending taunting letters to the Wichita Eagle newspaper and local television stations. In these chilling correspondences, he detailed his gruesome crimes, left bizarre poems, and demanded the public take him seriously. He would even leave clues at his crime scenes, particularly daring the authorities to catch him. Practically daring the authorities to catch him. He played a real-life game of cat and mouse for years. The mouse was winning. The police were baffled. They poured thousands of hours into the investigation, yet BTK always seemed to be one step ahead, disappearing into the Kansas night without a trace. Then, just as suddenly as he appeared, the letters stopped. Years turned into decades. The legend of BTK faded from the headlines, becoming a ghost story parents whispered to their children. Police in Wichita almost convinced themselves that the monster had either died or simply vanished. But in the shadows, Dennis Rader was biding his time. He was still living his normal life, going to work, raising his family, and suppressing the beast within. Decades passed and the year rolled into 2004. Out of nowhere, the ghost of BTK returned. Rader sent a package to the local news station containing a letter and an item belonging to one of his past victims. It had been 30 years since his first murder, but his sadistic hunger had not faded. The ego-driven killer was back, and he was hungry for recognition once again. By this time, the monster made a fatal mistake. Arrogance and technology don't mix well. Rader, believing himself to be untouchable, asked the police if a floppy disk he planned to send them could be traced. The police, in a brilliant stroke of psychological strategy, replied on television that the disk would be perfectly safe to use. Rader fell for their trap. He sent the disk. The police were able to extract deleted metadata that led them straight to the church computer, a document saved under the name Christ Lutheran Church by Dennis. When the police finally closed in on Rader in February of 2005, the entire world was stunned. The quiet, church-going family man was the sadistic killer they had feared for decades. His own family was shattered, unable to comprehend the double life that had been happening right under their noses. In court, Rader confessed to his crimes with a chilling, emotionless demeanor, detailing the horrific acts as if he were discussing a grocery list. Dennis Rader is currently serving consecutive life sentences in the El Dorado Correctional Facility in Kansas, locked away in a cell where he can no longer prey on the innocent. His story stands as a haunting reminder of the darkness that can exist behind the smiling, friendly faces. But remember, as you lie in your bed tonight, listening to the creaks in your hallway, not every monster hides under your bed. Some wear the face of an ordinary neighbor. Sleep tight, everyone, and if you hear a bump in the night, make sure you lock your doors.